Hello and welcome again to Violeta English by Reportage. Do you think there is an interest that you might have a good economical situation, that you might have some money left in order to invest maybe in the stock market or in a property or in your education, in maybe taking another career path? Well, I think you should think about it. Companies claim that it's more productive actually working in the office or working hybrid jobs. I think either these companies have like a path that they follow. If the big ones, the big companies um, choose to work in the office or hybrid, the smaller companies follow. Either they have some facilities from the government that we are not aware of. I'm not aware of these facilities. Maybe they are not like in plain sight for us to know about it. But it's obvious that the offer of remote jobs has decreased and keeps decreasing. And this situation is even more unpleasant for people who live in small towns, not in the big hubs, and have less opportunities. While people had the opportunity to work remote, they also had the chance to put some money aside, which kind of made their financial situation better. I think there is no interest for that. There is no interest that people might have a better economical situation, that people might be able to build financial independence for themselves. And kind of remote jobs provided that possibility for people. Especially after COVID, people became more aware that they should take care of their financial situation, that they shouldn't spend like that all their resources. People kind of started realizing that it's better to put some money aside, to save some money, to invest in something that will benefit them in the future. And this is why um, more and more people after COVID had a better financial situation. And this bothers the big companies who claim power in the world, who want to have slaves, like employees who obey them, who make their businesses grow. I think this is the main explanation why remote jobs are less and less. I'm interested in this subject, as I said previously, because I also work remote for a multinational company. This is my choice at this point. I do this for financial reasons, of course, in order to pay my debt. I think it's important to pay as much of your debt as you can, because otherwise you can't be free no matter what. And I also live like in a smaller town, which is kind of not so far from the capital, but it's not like too close to the capital of the country where I live in, Romania, my native country. Um, and this is how I started noticing the whole dynamic of this remote situation. My colleagues in this field of multinational companies and customer service uh, are confronted with the same situation. Some of them are very performant, very good professionally, and because they live in smaller towns or towns where there are not such big hubs, they face the same situation. They don't find a remote job. They have been searching for a remote job for a month or maybe for 1 year, and they had no success. And I started wondering what's happening and analyzing some data which is available, of course, different economic data, also other YouTubers which are specialized in talking about economy or social phenomena. I realized that that is intentional. There is a reason behind this. And I want to make a point here, it especially affects people in smaller towns. Because if you are in the capital of a country, like in my country, the capital is Bucharest, or you live not far from the capital, like very close, so you can get to 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 the capital by either train, car, whatever, in 1 hour, for example, that's fine. You will be able to find a job in the capital. But if you live further or in smaller towns, then you can't. So you have to either find a local job or find a remote job. And that was a great opportunity for people who don't live in the capital or in the big business hubs. And these people without this remote opportunity have to work locally, which is kind of impossible because there are no offers. In some towns, there are simply no jobs, no possibilities. And if there are some, then you have to know someone, you have to, I don't know, have someone to introduce you to such a job. I don't know how is that called in English, but it's like you have, I don't know if just I can't say that you have to bribe someone. Maybe sometimes you should, but it's anyway. Someone needs to help you to find a job and introduce you there, because otherwise you kind of have no chance. And that was a great opportunity for people who um, wanted to work remote and have a stable income. They could work, and this was a great opportunity. And I have to say that I've been working remote since I moved from the capital to a smaller city for about 7 years. 2 years, actually, there was a 2 years break in this time because I also worked in the public teaching system as a teacher, as an English teacher in some schools here in the area where I live. But otherwise, for about 5 years, I specialized in remote work. And of course, the teams that I worked with are from all over the country, from different towns, distant from the capital, far away, like at the other end of the country. And everywhere, on every project that I worked on, because I worked on a few projects already, um, I met very well prepared and serious people. So there is a hypothesis that employers were disappointed that some people are missing from work or they are not doing their job properly, and that's why they gave up remote work. But I don't think it's true because I worked with a few teams and I didn't see that. Those who were not serious were just kind of um, immediately cut off and dismissed. And it was kind of fast. It wasn't something that affected the projects that I worked on, and only the serious and hardworking people remained anyway. So I don't really think that was the main issue. The main issue is that people build economical stability, and that's not the interest. The interest is that you beg for a job, you beg these big companies to offer you a salary, and the interest is you that you don't uh, invest your money, you don't put some money aside. The interest is that you spend all your money on vacations because you are very stressed from your work, and that is the whole point. I don't mean to say that now that people shouldn't go on vacation or they shouldn't use their money in order to shop or have fun. It's just the less we pay attention to um, our financial independence, or the possibility at least to have some additional possibilities like some money saved or some investments, the more we are at the mercy of the big companies. And that is not good at all because they grow their businesses while we invest all our time and lives into growing their income and businesses, and that's not good. And this is what I think that remote opportunities are less and less for this reason. I have already spoken about this subject, and I want to stress on it because I would like people to be aware that it's not like a coincidence, it's not accidental. It's obvious that there is a reason behind it, there are some interests behind this, and the interest is that big companies grow more and more while you need their salary and their money in order to put bread on the table and support yourself and your family. And this is what I wanted to say in this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Goodbye.